What was going on over at the jail?
They had a code of some sort, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna call people of the state of Michigan versus Dequan Lamar Norwood Jr. This is case number 21G00729 SM. This is a charge of improper possession of a firearm in or upon a motor vehicle. Who's here on this?
Rex, on behalf of people. Rob Wheaton on behalf of Mr. Norwood.
Well, hang on a second. Sir, you need to identify yourself for the record and spell your state and spell your full name for my court record.
Daquan Lamar Norwood Jr. DEQUAN LAMAR NORWOOD.
How old are you?
21.
Okay. What's going on, gentlemen?
Your Honor, we made an offer to Mr. Norwood to reduce the charge to disorderly person and forfeit the firearm. That is my understanding, Your Honor, and it's also my understanding that, based on notes given me by colleagues who talked with Mr. Norwood, that that's what he wishes to do. Is that correct, sir? You wish to enter a plea to disorderly person and forfeit the gun? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Why is this taking so long to have gotten to me? This is a 2020 case.
I have no idea.
Well, let's see.
He wasn't, looking at the report, I don't believe anybody was arrested at the scene. There were multiple passengers in the vehicle, so.
Well,
Yes, the warrant was sought and received after the fact, obviously, and
and one of the things is it was New Year's. That's the offense date. So really, it got going in 2021. He got arraigned on this August of 21. The bond was posted August of 21. Oh, he didn't come through his pretrial last year. So I had to sign a bench warrant. Well, there you go. So you're offering what charge?
disorderly person.
Okay, Mr. Norwood. Is that what you want to do? To plead to disorderly person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which carries a penalty of up to 90 days in jail, or 93 days in jail, and or $500 in fines, and or 2 years probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Was anybody forcing you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody threatened you to get you to plead
No.
guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody told you I'll go easier on you if you plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did they send this advice of rights form over to you? I don't think you've gotten it yet.
No, Judge.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
If you were, do you understand that pleading guilty to this charge would, could possibly violate any probation or parole?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you in jail on any other pending charges?
There's nothing.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We're gonna send you, if we haven't already, I guess we haven't, huh?
I don't know if they're. I guess we'll have to check with them.
Well, he had, there's an advice of rights form that we're gonna be sending over there, or if they have one.
Is it there in the file in front of you, Your Honor? Do I need to start a new one?
Well, I would start a new.
Printed one out that already has the charge on it. It's a lot easier.
Not one in here.
What is the amended charge again?
Disorderly person.
And he must forfeit that gun.
Firearm forfeiture notice is something other than this form. Or what you need for that, Judge?
You know, you just do a miscellaneous order. Okay, Mr. All right, they should be giving you this form here in a minute.
Give the proper wording to put on this. You said use a miscellaneous order, Judge.
The weapon seized in the above captioned matter is hereby forfeited by the defendant pursuant to a plea.
Pursuant to plea.
Pursuant to a plea bargain entered today's date. Mr. Bograkis, we'll make a copy of this order for you, a couple of copies for you, so you can make sure the authorities know to go and dispose of this gun. Okay, so they gave that to you, sir?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right, you review that, sign it, and date it. Okay, have you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it up to the camera there. Fantastic. Okay. So what did you do back on December 31st, 2020 that makes you believe you're guilty of disorderly person?
Basically,
Well, let's start with who, what, where, when, how. Okay. You know about
okay.
who, what, where, when, how, right?
Yes.
So who?
Me, basically, me.
And what were you doing?
Uh, Basically transporting the firearm from one place to another.
In what?
A friend's vehicle.
Where were you seated?
In the back passenger.
Did this car get pulled over?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you were not driving, correct?
No, no, Your Honor.
And what gun was this?
AK-47.
You own an AK-47?
At the time, yes.
And where was this gun?
In the trunk,
In the trunk.
yes.
Did you put the gun in the trunk?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you had a concealed weapons permit? Oh, it's a long gun, so I guess maybe. I
Yeah,
guess you don't
it
have to
was,
have one.
it was, yeah,
Okay, so where were you pulled over?
on Stewart Avenue. Yeah, on Stewart.
That in the city of Flint?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was this gun in a case?
No, Your Honor. The case was actually dirty, so I ended up leaving it at home.
Well, you. All right. So this was on Stewart Avenue in Flint.
Yes, Your Honor.
What were you going to do with this weapon?
I was just transporting it from one place to another, Your Honor.
On New Year's Eve?
Yes.
New Year's Eve. You weren't planning to fire this weapon, huh?
No, I actually didn't have
No.
that much ammunition. So it would have been a waste of ammunition. I would have basically had a rifle with no ammunition.
Is there anything stopping you from purchasing ammunition?
No, Your Honor.
You're not a felon, right?
No, Your
No
Honor.
priors at all.
So what are you, a deer hunter?
Not really. I wanted to get into it, but
Rabbit hunting? Rabbit hunting with this?
no, Your Honor.
Squirrel hunting. You're hunting squirrels with this AK-47.
No, Your Honor.
Any kind of a hunting license at all that you have?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there a factual basis that I have, Mr. O'Connor? What?
I said there is.
Okay. Is there a factual basis that I have, Mr. Wheat?
Yes.
I find that there's a factual basis. The plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. So you just happen to be, this happens just to be New Year's Eve.
I was actually going to my grandmother's house, transporting it from my mother's house to my grandmother's house.
Is she a deer hunter?
No, Your Honor.
Rabbit hunter?
No, Your Honor.
Squirrel?
No. No, Your Honor.
Wild turkeys?
No, Your Honor.
Any kind of hunting at all?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't think an AK-47 is legal to hunt anything with that. So
What? Say that again?
I don't think you can hunt with an AK-47 legally.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm told that people use assault rifles for hunting. They need assault rifles for hunting, so I'm told.
Probably by somebody who's not a hunter.
Well, hey, people tell me a lot of stuff. or I hear a lot of stuff. All right, so why didn't you come to court for your pretrials last year? Why did I have to issue a bench warrant?
Really, Your Honor, it was just me being young and dumb, thinking this type of stuff wouldn't catch up with me. But now I'm just trying to get it off.
You're riding around with an AK-47, and you don't think anybody's going to catch up with you
Yeah, that was the young
in a
thing for
town
sure.
that had at least 2 homicides this week that I haven't ever seen on the news. I don't know. It's not even newsworthy anymore.
Your Honor, you gotta give the man credit for being honest.
About what?
What he just said.
Oh, you mean about why he didn't show up for court?
Yeah.
Oh,
At least he didn't come up with some BS for you.
okay. Well, maybe that's worth a couple of days. Do you want me to proceed to sentencing,
I
Mr. Wick?
would, yes, Judge.
Okay. He wasn't planning to shoot the gun off on New Year's Eve. No. Mr. Wheaton, did you know that?
That's what he says.
Yeah, it is.
I have no reason to disbelieve that.
Oh, yes, because people don't do that in Flint either.
Well, Your Honor, that's a stretch to say because somebody does it, everybody does it. And that's pretty much what you're saying.
No, I'm just.
And you asked him what.
No, I'm talking, listen.
Shoot it off, and he said no. And you're assuming because other people do it, he's not telling you the truth.
Let me tell you something.
That's quite a stretch.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Wheaton. Since I've lived in Flint, basically my whole life. People shoot guns off all the time on New Year's Eve. People even get killed on New Year's Eve because people use these kinds of weapons, shooting them in the air or wherever they're shooting them, and people get killed because of it. Not every year, but some years this has happened.
With all due respect, I'm not disputing that.
Okay.
But you can't use that premise logically to infer that that's what he was going to do.
Okay, well, why don't we ask him? Why don't I ask him? What were you going to do with the gun, Mr. Norwood?
I was actually gonna put it up because the clip had a the part that holds the clip had a malfunction, so the clip didn't stay in the gun to fire anyway. So if I was to fire it, it would be one bullet at a time.
That's not enough, is it? That's not nearly enough, is it?
Enough to fire off, or
It's not nearly enough to just fire one bullet at a time. There have to be multiple shots.
yeah, if I was to shoot it on New Year's, I mean, yeah, but that wasn't my intentions.
Well, what are your intentions? That's what I was asking. Mr. Wheaton wants me to ask you that, so I'm asking.
Just to transport it from my mother's house to my grandmother's until I was able to get it fixed.
Oh, well, there you go. Is that the answer, Mr. Wheaton, that you were looking for?
Valid answer to me.
Okay, well, hey. Okay, how long have you been in jail?
12 days, Judge. There's nothing else holding him, and he has no prior record.
Oh. Well, I don't like the fact that we got people who have to hide in a bathtub on New Year's because all these people are shooting off these, not just one bullet at a time, but on New Year's Eve, like from Beirut or something. Okay, that's ridiculous. How did it get broken? Who broke it?
I actually broke it.
You broke it. Well, how'd you do
Yes.
that?
Just toying with it around the house and dropped it and it broke.
Wow. You're a real responsible gun owner there, huh? Well, I signed the order, so you don't own that gun. Okay. Thank you. What would you like to tell me, Mr. Norwood, before I proceed to sentence?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Are you sure?
Well, really, I'm just trying to really get out of here so I can change my life around because I got a son now.
Oh,
And
yes. You go change. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Start over. You're looking to get out of here because why now?
to get a job so I can change my life around, and because I got a son now and he really needs me, and my father ain't been there most of my life because situations like this, and I'm not trying to be that type of father.
Did you have a job when you purchased this weapon? I mean, these weapons, these AK-47s, they don't cost $20. They're expensive, aren't they?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much do they cost?
Around, I would say $600 or more.
But when did you lose your job?
I lost my job around, I would say, March.
March of this year.
Yes.
Where were you working?
I was working at Webcore, but after Webcore, I ended up getting a moving job at Stanley's.
Is that in Genesee County or in Flint? Because I never heard of it.
Yes, it's it's a it's a family-owned business. It's not very big.
So I'm trying to figure out what a 19-year-old is doing with a $600 gun that only fires one bullet at a time because he broke it from messing around with it at the house. So 19-year-old need with this.
It was really for house
You were
protection.
19. You would have been 19 at the time, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me about that.
It was just house protection, really, Your Honor. Like I was too busy working to even, do anything else. I worked 7 days a week, most of the time doing doubles. Didn't have time for nothing else, really.
When did you get arrested on the bench warrant?
September 15th.
Did you get new charges?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wheaton?
No, Judge, far as well, there is nothing pending, nothing holding him other than this, and no priors. I think he got picked up on the bench. Wait, so Eric Miller's, there is any Eric Miller?
There is, but,
No, it's.
yeah, we gotta
Okay. You pled guilty to disorderly person. This was amended from improper possession of a firearm in a motor vehicle. Defendant was 19 at the time of the offense. He has bench warrants for not showing up for court. For he didn't appear for his arraignment and pretrial set on August 16th, 2021 and September 27th, 2021. Bench warrant had to be issued, signed by this court on September 28th, 2021. So he did not turn himself in on the bench warrant. He was nowhere to be found from September 28th, 2021 till his arrest almost a whole year later. Sometime around September 16th, or at least that's when he got arraigned on the bench warrant. The court recognizes that there's a gun violence emergency declared within the city of Flint by the mayor. Norwood is not having the gun for hunting purposes, he told me. And I consider this situation to be serious, given what is going on. Sentence of the court is going to be as follows. He's represented by counsel. I am going to sentence him to 85 days, give him credit for 12, that leaves 73. I'm not imposing any kind of fines or court costs or state misdemeanor fees or any of that stuff. I think this is serious, and then for you to blow off 2 court dates and not even turn yourself in. I got a big
Your Honor,
problem.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
What's that?
But I never.
Go ahead.
I said I knew that there was a warrant issued for me, and like I said, that was just me being young and dumb, thinking that this type of stuff wouldn't come back. But
so what happened to all? So you've got a whole lot of great wisdom in 1 year.
I actually got a son. Like I want to be in his life.
How does that give you a whole bunch of great wisdom in a year? Tell me.
It doesn't, but I'm just trying.
You got a son and you don't have a job.
I was working on getting a job. I actually had a job interview before I had got, arrested.
Lots of stuff happens when we're on the way to doing other things.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm not, that's just that's how life goes sometimes,
Yes, Your Honor.
So I don't know what you learned. What's the great wisdom in a year's time? I haven't heard it. I asked you lots of questions, trying to figure out what was going on, what was going on in your mind. I haven't heard anything to tell me that there's any great wisdom here. I don't even know exactly how you got arrested a few days, a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened, you didn't come and turn yourself in. You apparently something was going on a couple of weeks ago that caused you to have some kind of encounter with law enforcement.
Like I said, Your Honor,
So
if
I
I
don't know
knew
where
that,
the great wisdom is. I don't know what the big lesson was that you learned.
if I would have knew I had the warrant, I would have came and taken care of it, but I didn't know, Your Honor.
Well, what did you think was going to happen when you didn't show up for your court dates?
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, I know. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. The notices that we probably gave you. Well, when you got arraigned by Judge Crawford last year, August of last year, it said in your bond conditions that you have to appear at any time and places directed by the courts. You don't remember being told that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And it told you to abide by any judgment entered in the case and surrender to serve any sentence imposed. So I don't, not only that, but you actually posted a bond. You remember that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, the bond paperwork told you that you could lose, it's going to get forfeited if you don't show up to court. You go agree, and you had the same kind of condition. So, you just threw away $500. So that doesn't sound like somebody who's learned any big lesson to me. Or didn't understand the consequences. Is that your money you put up or somebody else's?
It was my father's.
Ah, well, there you go. Well, you haven't learned anything. That's it. You can step out of there. If it had been your money, you probably would have shown up.
We have one more, Judge.
This is people